Have we got some information for you? Despite what many people think, there is hope for people suffering from neuropathy. Yeah, you've heard of it. Chronic pain, numbness, tingling, burning, and balance problems can all be a part of that. It can affect your feet, your hands, your legs, and well, why me talk about it? Well, I did go through some of the therapy and still continue with that, but Dr. Elliot HIRSHORN is with us from New Life Medical Center. You can explain it much better than I can.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you. Absolutely. So neuropathy is, if you break down that word, neuro means nerves and pathy just means something's wrong with it, it's disease. And so when the nerves stop working, then you get all kinds of weird signals going up to your brain. So some people don't feel anything, that's the numbness, which can create balance problems and falls. Some people feel pain, some people feel tingling, burning. Sometimes people describe the burning as being so bad that they can't even let the sheets touch their feet while they're sleeping at night.
That's really bad.
So it creates a lot of problems with sleep, and if you don't get sleep, it affects all other areas of your health. Yeah.
And so when you think maybe that's a spider crawling up your leg, it could be neuropathy?
That's right. So exactly, people feel like there's insects crawling up, water dripping down, they look down and there's nothing there.
And that freaks you out. You're like, am I losing my mind a little bit? What is this?
Yeah, it's really disturbing, and obviously it creates, it unfortunately doesn't get better over time unless you actually do something to address the reason why
That's why you're there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think some people though feel like you get older, it's just part of getting older, but you're saying you don't have to accept that.
That's right. I love when people say that because my response is that yes, it's common, but it's not normal. So there's a difference between normal and common. So it's common because a lot of people have it, but if we get to the root cause of why it's happening and start to address that and restore the function of those nerves, then we can see an improvement in people's quality of life.
And I know diabetes can be linked with it, but you can still have neuropathy without diabetes.
That's right. Number one reason why people have neuropathy is diabetes, but there's a lot of other reasons why people have it as well. They could have, for example, we have Vietnam veterans who were exposed to Agent Orange, and that chemical toxicity created their neuropathy. So it really becomes an individual situation for every person.
Right. Well, I know you can invite people to come in and have a free consult.
Yeah, so we do a consultation, but before that we want to educate people. So we do that a little bit here on the show, but we're going to have a seminar next week on Tuesday night, the 19th, 5:30, and that's where we really take an opportunity to explain what is neuropathy and then what do we do at New Life that's different from the traditional approach. People come into us all the time, they're taking a medication that really numbs the feet so you don't feel it anymore, but it also can numb your brain and affect your cognitive ability, so it can create problems with memory loss and dementia over time.
So it can't be fixed with a pill?
It cannot. Now the pill helps with the symptoms, but it doesn't fix the underlying problem.
Which is good until you can really start working on them and have time to do them.
That's right, and that's what I tell people in the seminar is do not stop your medications because frankly, the medication was originally designed to help with seizures, actually, and because it numbs your brain, it helps with seizures. So if you stop it abruptly, it could actually cause a seizure even if you've never had one. So I tell people, don't stop it, let us get you functioning and feeling better again, and then you can talk to whoever prescribed that and they can start to wean you off of it slowly.
Well, now we didn't mention where that Tuesday, November 19th, 5:30 is. It's in Greenville, Halton Road, and that is K&W
Cafeteria. Yep, we'll provide the food and the information and just an opportunity for people to learn a little bit more about how we can help them potentially.
Do people ask questions at these things? Is it kind of like a raise your hand if you have a question, or are you kind of doing a presentation?
Yeah, so we do a presentation first, and then at the end I'll come around and answer individual questions for people. A lot of times, we don't want to share personal health information with the group, so I'll come around and answer individual questions afterwards.
What's the biggest question people ask about neuropathy? Or
one of the biggest things that people wonder is, or they've been told that there's nothing that can be done. So they're a little skeptical, rightly so. I thought there's nothing that you can do for neuropathy, but as we've done with you, Jack, we did a biopsy before you started, and when we repeat that biopsy after a few months of treatment, we actually have demonstrated that there's new nerves. So let's say you had 3 nerves in the sample the first time, we've seen up to a 10 times increase in the number of nerves afterwards. So by regrowing these nerves, we're actually improving the function, and then people's quality of life gets significantly better.
That's crazy. Now, when you say biopsy, I mean, you're cutting something
it's just
out,
a little,
right?
it's just a little prick. So we use some of that numbing agent there, and they'll take a little piece of skin. You can describe it probably better than I.
Well, it's just almost a little puncture thing.
It's in your leg or in your foot?
No, your leg. It goes down. It starts at ankle. Maybe it's here.
And the calf,
and then right here.
And the thigh.
And you do it on both legs.
Yeah, and it goes out to a lab, and it's really the gold standard for testing the small nerves. And the small nerves in your legs and your hands are ones that control the pain and the temperature and the spider feeling. It's the large nerves that people usually have tested at their neurologist with that NCV where they stick the needle in, that only really controls the balance. So sometimes that's normal and people still have neuropathy, but they don't know it because they haven't had this type of biopsy done.
This is why we keep you around. You make it very informative, but like easy to understand. So we appreciate everything that you do, not only for us, but all the community stuff that you do on the side.
Yes, thank you.
That get talked about a lot. Dr. Elliot HIRSHORN from New Life Medical Centers.
Let's mention they are in Simpsonville, right?
Yes, we're in
Down the main
Simpsonville.
drag on the other side of the railroad tracks coming into Simpsonville.
Easy to get to. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc.